This isn't how I wanted to start 2024, but it is what it is. Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, 2024. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the channel. We're here in the garage and I want to show you guys something that I noticed yesterday when I was washing the Jeep after getting back from our wheeling trip at Adventure Off-Road Park. This is pretty unfortunate, and I want to ask you guys what you would do in a situation like this, because I have a few ideas, but I want to get some advice, see what you guys are thinking, so I'd appreciate it if you put it in the comments down below. But let's get to the point and talk about what's going on with the Jeep. So I'll start with this. The frame on this is the original frame from 2002, with the exception of the modification my dad and I made to extend and create this conversion. This frame has been through a lot. It does have the typical TJ internal rust inside the frame, and we've done a lot to fix that and help prevent further damage. Now this Jeep has been in a couple accidents. I got into one when I was in high school. I slid in rain, there was power outage, the lights weren't working, slammed on my brakes and slid right into the back of a Mini Cooper. And I'm assuming all this over time has caused the frame to fail in certain areas, along with the rust not helping that situation. So and then also all the wheeling and stuff is hard on the frame, especially when it's in places where it might be weaker. For instance, right here is this is the front of my Jeep. This right here is a piece of steel that my dad and I had to put over the frame as like a safety cap, because there was a crack here in the frame. Very small, very minor, but in order to prevent further damage and to strengthen it up, we put some steel plate there, and it's been fine ever since. No worries. All the wheeling, all the off-roading, we've never had any issues with that piece right there. Don't mind me, I'm sitting on the ground for this shot, but since I've owned this Jeep, we've done a ton of modifications, multiple axle swaps, different suspensions. So the frame has, like I keep saying, it's been through a lot, and I think it needs some help now. I think it's come to a point where something needs to change, and I'm gonna show you guys why. So yesterday morning, I decided to wash the Jeep and get it as clean as possible, just because it's been muddy and dirty, and I just haven't had time to wash it. Well, I got into the frame just checking everything out after our trip to AOP, and I came across something unfortunate. Let's look at it. So hopefully you guys can see this, but that right here is a crack right in the frame. I will see if I can get some better shots. There, that might be better. So that is a crack in the bottom of the frame, and it goes underneath where it's about that wide, and then it comes back under, and then it starts going this way along the frame. And it freaked me out to see that, especially after the last wheeling trip. Not that we did anything crazy, but I mean, just like even just going on gravel roads, like every little vibration, bump in the road, things like that can cause this to just get worse and worse. And you can also see the pitting on the frame right here. Right there, all that pitting. So that is not good. That is rust that's inside the frame, and now it's starting to come through. And you can see, like, oh, that's not good. I can't really get a shot inside the frame, but there's surface rust inside the frame, and it's been like that as long as I've owned the Jeep. We've done the best we can to prevent further damage inside, but it gets to a point, especially living in the Northeast in Maryland, like we have crazy winters, and they put a lot of salt on the road, so that just doesn't help with the TJ frames, especially preventing rust and things like that. So yeah, this sucks, and this is not how I wanted to start my 2024, but let's see if I can show you guys some more of this crack. Okay, so I'm under the Jeep. Let's see if I can. Okay, you guys can see that, right? That crack right, let's see if I can get this right there, up inside. That is the crack that's starting underneath and coming back up and around, and then this, I can't get the camera up in there, is going on the inside of the frame horizontally. So it goes up and then across and it goes under and then here. I honestly think the frame would have just been a complete mess and nightmare had this suspension bracket not be here, as well as the transfer case and skid plate right here. This stuff is helping strengthen the frame a lot, but it's still a big crack under there. And if it weren't for these two, I think it would have failed and been a lot worse. So yeah, now let's talk about my options, what we're thinking of doing and what we're able to do in the meantime. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. 2024 was going to be a pretty big year for us in terms of taking the Jeep out to events. We had plans to take it to Overland Expo East, Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion, and several other events across the country that we wanted to get the Jeep to and enjoy it. But now this is something we have to take care of first. Yeah, it's very important. I don't plan on driving this Jeep until I fix the frame. And now some of you guys might say that's very minor, or don't worry about it, you should be fine, just don't go wheel hard. I get it, I'm sure it'll be fine, but just for good conscience and knowing that I could drive this and not worry about this ever is something I want to take care of. Here are the options that I've gone through, and I've talked to my dad about this as well. So the first one, of course, is to temporarily repair it and just weld the crack, plate it if I can, which might be hard because of how thin the metal is there. So that's an option. I do plan on replacing the transfer case skid plate with a barn skid plate. So once that skid plate's off, I can get to the crack and weld it a little bit easier. I still have to deal with the future possibility of that breaking, cracking, whatever. That's just gonna be a temporary Band-Aid. So that's the first option. That's what I think is mandatory. Second, like full fix, future fix, long-term, is buying a completely new TJ frame. And by new, I mean rust-free TJ frame. And then my dad and I would cut the frame in half and do the conversion again to the frame, extend it 24 inches. That's a lot of work. Plus, the amount of money it would take to buy a TJ frame rust-free, I'm getting to the point where I can go to Throttle Down Customs and get a full custom TJ frame. That's gonna be a lot stronger than factory TJ frame. I can have custom dimensions made. I can have them leave brackets off. I'm leaning towards Throttle Down Customs. If you guys know anybody that works for them, or you guys know anybody that builds custom frames, let me know. I'd love to get in touch with them, maybe work something out, but this is something I really want to take care of. It absolutely sucks. Like, I never plan on selling this Jeep. I never plan on getting rid of it. I plan on passing it down to my kids and having, maybe even get buried in it. You never know, right? We're crazy Jeep owners. But what do you guys think I should do? I think my ultimate goal is to do a completely custom frame built for this, have it be done perfect and last years and years to come, not worry about that factory TJ frame again. I just did shoulders today and my shoulders are killing me from holding this camera up. I'll do my best. If you see me shaking, that's why. I'd love to get your guys' opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Like I said, mandatory is gonna be the temporary Band-Aid fix, get that frame welded, and just see what I can do to limp it along. But the ultimate goal is a full custom frame built for this Jeep and the dimensions and everything for it, which, you know, is a pretty penny, but you know, if it's something I'm gonna keep for the rest of my life, then it's worth it. So with all that being said, I hope everyone has a great 2024. I'm interested to know what you guys think I should do. Leave your comments down below. Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Have a great week.